What's up, everybody? Adventure South Life is back with a different kind of outdoor adventure. That's right, Adventure South Life is learning to fly. This is my base to final approach. We had probably 3 or 4 of these today, and I just could not get the timing right as far as speed, making my turn to where I didn't overshoot the runway. The crosswind was quite extensive here. We're dealing with about a 10 to 11 knot crosswind, almost out of the west due west, but it was more west northwest at about 290 degrees. So as you can see here, I'm fairly okay, but I've overshot the runway a little bit, and I'm coming in and trying to work on my speed, being around 70 on the way to the approach. I get corrected and I'm feeling okay. The first part of the runway here, you're not supposed to land on. It's the overage. I'm not sure what the terminology is, but not basically made to land. So I'm doing okay. I'm still a little high, but not too bad. And everything looks like it might be okay until I get a nice big gust, and I'm like, okay, well, we're just gonna go around. So we go ahead and put the flaps up to 10 and throttle in and start heading back to make another pass through the pattern. In hindsight, when I look at the footage, that might have been my best attempt at a landing. It would have put me in the right place on the runway, and I wasn't too bad off there. But I decided to go around, and that's my prerogative, so we went ahead and throttled up back to the pattern. Here we go, and let's see how I do on this next run, which I can tell you before you watch it is not so good. But it's all about learning and getting better. So I'm making my crosswind left turn back into the pattern. All day when I was making the pattern turns, the wind was blowing me from east to west, so I kept getting too close to the runway, which made my base to final kind of short, and I tended to be a little too high on the landings each time. I was definitely happy to have my instructor with me today. So I am going to be working on getting the GoPro fixed up with the audio cable. I did order one, but it was for the wrong GoPro, so I'm just going to do the voiceover for today and tell you kind of what's going on. So here I'm actually downwind and I'm going way too fast. I'm doing like 100 knots here, and that's way too fast. So I'm trying to slow it down. I am maintaining my 1,000 feet, which is a lot better than I did the last couple of passes. But there was so much going on today, I just couldn't put it all together to be the perfect pilot. So dropping it down to 1,500 RPMs and putting the carb heat on, and then the 10 degrees of flaps so that I could get in and make my turn was just not working out for me. And on this pass, I was doing better as far as my distance away from the airport to make my base landing, but I purposely extended the downwind so that when I made my base to final, I could maybe be at the right altitude this time. And I still was a little high even on this turn as I turn into base right now. So I'm making my final approach here. I did slightly better turning in early so that I would be lined up with the runway as opposed to overshooting it. So I did better there on this time. My speed was right around 65 at this point, which is where I was told I needed to be, especially with the crosswind situation. So a little fast going in with the crosswind. And then, I was told once I get to the runway that I could, back the speed off for the rest of it to come on in. So right now I'm feeling a little better about my landing. I'm like, okay, well, I'm actually going to make the runway this time, and things are looking a lot better. So I'm feeling a little better, but it starts getting a little dodgy as I approach the runway with the crosswinds. And this first section of the runway you're not supposed to land on, and you're supposed to land up by the first little cross taxiway that you see right in front of me. So I'm a little low right now, I think, coming in a little fast, and then we come down and hit a little too hard, bounce up, which is not good. And I had a lot of help at this point from the instructor. We obviously made it fine, but it was not pretty, and definitely had me frustrated. So as we approach our exit for the taxiway, I am a bit frustrated and definitely overwhelmed with the crosswind training today. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm going to try to do some more videos like this with my education in aviation to where I can hopefully finally get my license. But we're going to get clear to the runway here, going to go through our final shutdown, and if you listen carefully, the instructor is going to say, "You ready to go back for another round?" And I say, "Nope, I think I'm just going to go home." So listen carefully. So I'm going home, y'all go home. We'll see y'all on the next video. Adventure South Life will be back on another one. Y'all make sure y'all get outside.